Hey everyone, good morning. Happy Wednesday. We are still moving up. Well, that doesn't fit the vibe. Anyway, yeah, we are still moving up. Might consider just continuing a channel from yesterday. As we may not have broken it yet, so I'll play around with that. Yeah, typically each new day I kind of treat differently, but this uptrend is definitely undeniable, so we're gonna leave this for now. Hey North Country, good morning. Bill, what's going on? Good morning to you. Hey Saif, good morning. We will look for the same sort of deal on the NAS. Yeah, this channel's looking pretty good on the NAS, so we'll leave this for now. Coming up to the top of the channel, so you'd expect a correction here for a minute. And this whole thing could be bunk, but at least want to leave it for a bit, see if it gets confirmed. Yeah, Saif, there was a lot of good setups yesterday. My favorite, probably on the ES. Around here. By this time we did have the possibility of a larger channel. Was testing the swing. It got confirmed here and again right here. He had a nice second entry long. Right here, first entry, second entry, bearish bar above the EMA, a little bit congested, but then you came down here, boom, nice bullish bar that was kind of like a failed breakout to the downside, also a double trap of all the folks who got long on the second entry got stopped out. Anyone trying to reverse the market got stopped out, and yeah, that was a nice trade. So that was the one that I saw yesterday. So we will see if we can make it back. I mean, really, we could get a setup right here. We came out of the range, tested it again. That level held, and we can come back and test again. Yeah, this could be a nice second entry up here. Here's the first. See how the EMA does. Price action super slow though. Had to double check I was on the right contract. Morning, Matthew. So far, the EMA is not offering much support here. We were right at the range high here. Definitely want this area to hold. Nasdaq kind of hanging out right at the top, not dropping down with the S&P here. 8 minutes till the open. And we will see if this area holds. Today, of course, we already got through PPI. That was right in this area. Couple volatile bars, but ultimately didn't do much to the market. And then today, of course, is the FOMC. The rate, the statement, the conference, the whole 9 yards. Whole buffet of delicious FOMC goodness. And yeah, market will likely slow down into the FOMC. Our best chance for some movement is the next couple hours. We might be able to get something in before the inevitable slowdown. Starting to get a nice looking bullish bar. However, this still looks just like one move down. But this would be the second entry long. Anyone is interested, here it is right off the EMA. To me, this looks like just kind of one move down, so I would want to see something like this for that level to continue to hold. That would get me in a trade. Hey Shaya, good morning. Matthew's asking thoughts on that failed second entry long, failed breakout. Yeah, so I mean, if you're just looking locally, right here, that looks pretty solid to me. Confirmed range. Breakout of that, you're expecting a move back into the range. A couple hesitations. One would be that you already had a failed breakout right here, and it already came back and then went higher again. You really want to try to catch the first failed breakout, which was right here, and it didn't even go to the bottom of the channel. Notice it stopped at the midline and went up again. So that's one thing that's suggesting that we might continue higher, right? You could get like something like this going. The other thing is zooming out. We have this massive bullish channel. You don't want to trade against that. So those would be two things that would keep me out of this failed breakout lower high. But other than that, like just looking at this piece is beautiful, right? Nice rejection here, confirming with the lower high, plenty of room before the range. So it might be worth taking a chance on, but because of the overall bullishness, because we already had a breakout and somewhat of a bullish bias here, I wouldn't personally risk it. Big move down here for the open. Looking at the candles, I thought maybe the market was open already, but nope, we're just moving. Good sign. Nasdaq is right at that range breakout area. This area can hold on the Nasdaq. It actually looks pretty good. But we are coming off the upper part of this large range. So we could even see a move down to here. Man, big old move on the S&P. Or the open too. This is pretty wild. Now we are at the possible wider trend. And again, I don't usually carry over channels from the previous day, so if we don't have that, then play this downtrend. So we just have this just in case it ends up confirming, but so far it doesn't look like the market is even paying any attention to it. Market is open. Wow, the Russell index is just flying out of nowhere. There's something strange going on, folks. I'm not sure what's happening here. The Russell 2000 is just going crazy. S&P's dropping. The Nasdaq's going up. What on earth is happening here? This is very strange. Check this out, man. The Nasdaq just had a big move up. The Russell is whipping around, and then the ES is continuing to move down. So there's some crazy divergences happening. Probably a good idea to sit on your hands for a minute, folks. Thinking about taking a trade. This is wild action. Something is fishy here in the market. Check out the Russell here. Let me pull it up. Look at this massive move up, massive move down, chopping around here. Oh, what happened to our channel? Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks for that info, North Country. That makes sense. The Russell's back up to the high. Man, crazy, crazy. The S&P avoiding that whipsaw action. We're just getting kind of a standard bounce here. Possible failed second entry short here on the ES. I'm personally going to let everything kind of settle a little bit. Yeah, with all this craziness in the market right now, I don't feel too confident getting behind a particular direction. But yeah, if you feel more confident than I do, there's a solid failed second entry short, first entry right there, push above the EMA. As long as you get a nice bullish bar right here. And my bar ended kind of bearish. And the Russell is back down to the lows. Man, oh man, if there's any breakout directional traders on the Russell, they're getting punished today. Nasdaq still roaring to a new high here. May get a second entry long on the ES here. Nasdaq correcting again off the highs. We'll see how deep this correction goes. Let's see if the EMA offers any support. We might get a long opportunity on the Nasdaq. ES is looking a little bit choppy. But we may get a second entry long here. Move up, break of the channel. We're expecting a new high. So far we have our first entry. We need one more pullback and a second entry, and that still could look good. See if this turns up. A little bit congested, but might be worth taking a risk. See how this bar finishes. Nope, no dice. Maybe on this next bar. Still might consider this next bar. And no dice on that bar, so I am gonna pause that consideration. NAS is finally dropping. We might even consider a wider downtrend here. Yeah, if you had any doubts before about this wider channel being legit, ES just crushed those dreams. This was for sure the chance to continue to a new high, but big move down, big rejection there. The dreams are not crushed yet, Johnny says. All right. I won't be that for you, Johnny. I won't be a dream crusher. I'll take a look on the 10K, see what you're talking about. Okay, I see what you're saying. This correction still could get 2 legs, and then you can continue to a new high after that. All right, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So you're saying there's a chance. Oh, nice. 9th floor. Good morning. And I think we're just talking about the same thing right there, eh? Yeah, you could get a measured move. And then perhaps we'll continue higher. Forming somewhat of a base here. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq reaching towards the bottom of this possible channel and slight overshoot here. So this could lead to our bounce. Hey, Gregory, good morning. And Nasdaq completely ignoring that possible overshoot there, continuing downward. Nice. Nasdaq forming a little base right at the trend line. Zoom out, make sure we still have this drawn correctly. Looks good. 1, 2. Actually, we might be able to move this down a little bit. Adjust this so it's really right on it. But that was a pretty strong move down, so we could easily get a new low of that, another leg of bearish correction. Slight break of our channel on the Nasdaq. Could push to a new low. ES has a little bit of support running across here. See if it can hold. As others have mentioned, we could get a measured move down to this area. And even still, even if we do that, we do have a chance to push to a new high. Matthew asking, is this normal price action for December? Probably at this point, yeah, you do kind of get a slowdown towards the end of the year. I mean, there was such a massive move up in the month of November that it's not too surprising that we would kind of chop around. I mean, well, not necessarily chopping around. Yesterday was a beautiful bullish trend day. Yeah, I mean, we've had some good movement. Just the particular setups have been kind of challenging. Toad, what's going on? Testing low of the day on the Nasdaq. Yep. It does look like a break and new low of that move down. So we'll see if the Nasdaq can now push above the EMA and offer a failed second entry short. I like taking that for the hope of a new high. Saif's asking, what about ES? Like I mentioned already, you know, overall, I'm zooming out on the 10,000 tick chart. We're obviously bullish over the last, since yesterday. And we still could get a new high of this channel. So you could get 2 legs of bearish correction here. And then still, oh, sorry, we're not looking at the same thing here. So this is ES. 10,000 tick chart, big move. We have 1 leg of bearish correction. We could get one more, even down all the way to this level, and still reach a new high, according to price action rules. So, kind of expecting that to happen. Now we're having a little head and shoulders. Everyone's favorite pattern to draw. Little head and shoulders. Oh, this could indicate that we'd go down a bit more towards that measured move. And it really doesn't get more technical and professional than that, folks. Picasso, there you go. I prefer like Rembrandt or something. All of his, you know, his eyes were in the right place, you know. Yeah, so that's what I would expect on the ES, but we will see. We will see. Either way, pretty ugly action. Just been congested for the last 15 minutes. Not doing anything. Really haven't done anything since the market opened. The Nasdaq has been the mover. On the Nas, we do have that first attempt to go lower. And again, I want to see a big push above the EMA. I don't know that it's going to happen here. But boy, if this level breaks on the S&P, I think it's going to be pretty violent. Get all this congestion, all these stacked bars. There's a lot of stops going underneath that. A lot of people trying to buy this support. So if it does break, I think you're going to see a pretty long red candle here. What, Toad? Picasso, the pig that paints? Oh my goodness, that's insane. I've not seen that, but it sounds like quality family entertainment. It's boring. Wow. And there is a nice dad joke to start off your day. Yeah, still stubbornly holding this level. But again, I'm thinking a big red bars in store for us here. Yep, here we go. And the Nasdaq is getting that failed second entry short. I'm a little late here. I don't think I'm gonna hop in, but it is playing out here. First entry short. Move above the EMA, second entry short. That looks like it's gonna fail. Pretty big bar, so there'd be a lot of risk on the trade, but it may be worthy. One option is to put a limit order back if this triggers. I don't know that it's going to come back and test that since it already did. But I'm considering that. We'll try it. Triggered. Failed second entry short. See if we can get a limit back. Might just rock it up without us. Just don't want it to go too far here. Already gone 7.25 points. That's okay with me. As long as it doesn't go any higher, I can consider still staying in here. Come on, baby. Come on back. Okay, it looks like we might get filled here. Meanwhile, ES is moving up as well. Bummer, we're gonna get a nice bullish bar here, aren't we? Yeah, shoot. Well, I have to cancel it now. It's gone too high up, but there it was. Called that trade out a while ago, and it is playing out. The other option would have been to take an engulfing, meaning putting an entry right here, right as this second entry short engulfed the previous bar, or at least putting a limit back there. And that would have gotten hit right here if it would have been more quick on. I was watching the ES chart at the time. But yeah, shoot, that worked out perfectly. Exactly the pattern you want to see. So I hope someone out there got that. I don't know if any of y'all were able to catch that trade, but that was a good looking one. Gio said took the trade and tuned in to see if you were in as well. Nice. I tried, Gio. I tried my best. No, I didn't get filled, Johnny. I had my limit order resting there, waiting for the market to come back to me, but it never touched. That was a great looking trade. It's exactly what you want to see. I had it right here, right at the top of that. Here, see if I can do this. I had it right at the top of the wick of that previous bar. So it almost filled me. It missed my fill by 1 tick. And that would have been just absolutely no drawdown straight to my target. That's usually where I put my limits. If I'm going to put a limit order, is I put it on the wick high of the previous bar. And prices will usually come back down there. The problem is it already came back down there here. After this trigger, or before this triggered, it already had touched that level. So I kind of figured that was not going to fill me. Usually if it hadn't come back here and just triggered right away, it usually comes down and at least touches that top wick. So that's a little trick of the trade if you're setting limit orders. Put it on the wick of the previous bar, especially if it hasn't triggered yet. It will likely come back and touch that, unless it's just one of those that rockets off. But yeah, nice. North Country, you got it. Sweet, good trade. Yeah, Lance, thanks for that call out. We do have crude oil inventories. It doesn't usually move the Nasdaq and the S&P very much. Typically only affects oil-related stocks and futures. So if you're trading crude oil futures, definitely have to have 10:30 on Wednesdays always marked off on your calendar as a time to go flat. Back to the ES, we had a little false breakout of this level. So it doesn't look like we're going to get our head and shoulders. They completely faked out these traders who were likely looking for a short there. Nice move up, coinciding with the Nasdaq. Always good to see both markets working together. And yeah, we'll see where we go from here. There's a lot of resistance in this area. We got that swing high of all this nonsense back here. So the market could turn down here. We still could get that measured move down. And unfortunately, this is starting to look a bit like a range. We'll see if ES has the juice to break through this channel here. Nasdaq continuing its move higher. Hard to watch this. Runner would still be alive here. Would have gotten in that, and you might be able to take this all the way to the high of the day. Okay, ES is at the top of the range. We'll see if we can get a rejection here. Again, looking on a big time frame, this absolutely makes sense that we would go up here. And we actually have a second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart. First entry here, second entry here. So if you're trading the 10,000, this is a nice bar to take, confirming the EMA. And we were not guaranteed to get a measured move, right? That's just a possibility of what could happen. Oftentimes, this is exactly what you see, especially with a big, strong move like that. You're just going to get two legs of correction. It may not even be measured, and then the market's going to go higher. That's a perfect trap for bears with all of this congestion. You know there's traders looking to trade the breakdown there. And that's another reason why you don't want to trade breakouts. Nice rejection off the top of the range there. North Country got between 60 and 240 left on 5 evals. Nice, nice. Yep, stay strong. Don't try to finish it off. It'll happen when it happens. That's awesome. Congrats. Candlestick wanted to FOMO into the trade on the Nasdaq. Don't do it, especially not now. You already have a break and a new high. We're expecting a correction here, so hope you're not still considering going long. Johnny's got a question about runners. Yeah, your copy, if you're trading multiple accounts and you're using a trade copier, the runner will get copied as well. Good question. I believe if you do 6 contracts and 1 runner on a lead account, and a half ratio on your copy accounts, I'm pretty sure that there will not be a runner. I can't remember, but you can test that out with 2 sim accounts to see what happens. Just make 2 sim accounts, copy them, you know, and set up your copier to do that, and you can figure out all those little nuances. But I know for sure if you were to do like 3 scalp contracts and 2 runners on your lead account, and then, or let's make it easier, 4 and 2, and you did a half ratio on your copies, it would be 2 and 1. 2 scalp, 1 runner. Yeah, I can't remember if the number's even. I'm 90% sure you just wouldn't get a runner on the other ones. Yeah, you can have multiple sim accounts, super easy to make. You just right click on your accounts page on NinjaTrader, and then just click add simulation account. So you could add a bunch and do all sorts of different testing. Well, if you are trading any sort of oil related ticker or future or anything, you want to be flat here in 2 minutes. Inventories are going to come out. Could get a little, pardon me, could get a secondary channel on S&P if this continues higher. Something along those lines. Looks like this channel is holding so far on the ES. Nice confirmation above that range. Nasdaq there. I don't think there's a secondary channel. Well, if this channel up can continue, we on the ES, we might actually get a setup here. So could consider a second entry long. We're above that range. We're in a nice bullish channel. We just need to see two solid legs like so, and a bullish bar, and yeah, we might get along here. This move up was pretty impulsive here, and it instantly got reversed. So that makes me a little bit cautious on a long, especially, you know, you might be able to draw this channel a little bit narrower, and that already is played out here with a break and that impulsive move to a new high. But we will see what happens here at the EMA. If it continues to hold, I'll still consider a long there. I'm not opposed to it. Nasdaq working down though. We do have 2 legs of bearish correction, so maybe we push up from here. Looks like Nas is gonna make a new relative high here. Yes, as well. Getting very close. I probably won't take a second entry at this point on the S&P, just because we already moved so high. Tick away from the new high here. On North Country, I hate that when you have something come up like that, phone call or something that makes you miss a trade. Has happened to me many a time. Johnny's asking about a breakout pullback. I don't think it would be a good example of a breakout pullback on the Nasdaq. Basically, what a breakout pullback is you have a range, right? And you're expecting a continuation. So usually like a move up into the range, right? Something like this. And you're expecting eventually a move up. So instead of trading the breakout right here, you wait till it breaks out and then pulls back. So that's what it would look like. Again, it starts with a range, or starts with a directional move that then goes into a range. You wait for a breakout and then it to pull back. So that actually happened right here. Actually, you'd probably consider this a breakout pullback, because you have, I mean, you don't really have the directional move up. Well, maybe you do because of the overall market bias. So you're leaning towards the bullish side. You have this nice move up, break out of the range, comes back and tests it again. So right here, that's when you can take that long. But yeah, if you were trading a breakout pullback, that'd be your bar to go long right there. But fail breakout, yes, fail breakout is kind of the opposite. Is you are in a range structure, you have been in a range structure, and you're expecting to continue to be in a range structure, and then you get a move down like this, and you're going to lure in all the breakout traders, but you know that this is the overall structure, so then you basically fade that move back into the range. So that's the difference between the two. one you're expecting to get out of the range, one you're expecting to stay in. So NQ, you could probably look at it as a failed breakout. If you had this drawn as a range, that's kind of like a failed breakout of a range. Sure, yeah, we can go with that. But I don't know, that I would say the overall structure is a range, depending on if you're looking at this bullish channel. Yeah, I don't know. That's not the cleanest example, but yeah, it could work. Basically, you have a range here and it breaks out. You're expecting to go back into the range. I was actually expecting the market to go down here, so that's why I think it's a little bit different. But yeah, if you're expecting to go back into the range and continue that, then that would be a failed breakout. There is 2 legs down. That is true, Toad. Not nice legs, mind you. Little legs, 2 little legs. Just little fellas. Yeah, Johnny, if you're expecting a new high of the big trend, then that's absolutely what you would want to look at right there. You're expecting a new high here. You're in this little range. You got 2 legs down. Failed breakout. Nice green bar. That's also, I believe, a second entry. Yep. Second entry. So if you're expecting a new high, then that's a lot of good stuff happening for you there. Personally, for me, as this move up already had a break in new high, so I was expecting a little bit more bearishness. But if you are more bullish than I was, then that seems like a good setup. Back on the ES. Continuing to work higher here. It does look like a small break and a new high. Yes, Johnny, the majority of my funded accounts are 50K accounts. Although I have found that I think I like the 300K accounts better. It gives a lot more room with drawdown, a lot more cushion. With the 50Ks, you're threading the needle pretty good. Unless you're wanting to trade like one contract or something. So yeah, a lot of them are 50, but now if I could go back and do it again, I would have done 300K evals. Nice, Toad. $44 with medium probability trades. That's solid. Some good numbers. Yeah, if you do that across 20 accounts, shoot, that's some good money. Johnny, no, unfortunately, I don't do the same because I like to have runners, and you need to trade at least bare minimum 4 total contracts to do a runner. So, but yeah, the wise thing to do if you have an account with a smaller drawdown would be to size down. Later, Toad. Continuing to move higher, so this is not really looking like a break in new high. We may just have a wider channel like so. Dangerously close to an overshoot. Is that a new high of the day? It is a new, oh yeah, well, it's a new high of the day. We're right at the pre-market high though. Went and touched the pre-market high. So it feels like if a long setup now, it'd be a little bit late. We'll see how good it looks though. Yeah, if we don't blow through this level right now, we could definitely be in for an inside day. And again, it is FOMC day today, so that is the most likely outcome. Dead before the Fed. And this FOMC could be really, really interesting. Switching over to the daily chart. We have been just on an absolute tear since the end of October. Very close to the high of the year. And I think that would be an all-time high as well, right? So that's on the horizon. The market is pricing in some rate cuts. But the FOMC could really throw the market for a loop if they have any sorts of plans of not cutting rates or even raising rates. The market will not like that, so this has all been predicated on a slowing, and we'll see today if that is confirmed, or maybe we'll have a huge dip. We'll find out. But either way, it should be a pretty volatile meeting today. Nas moving down. It makes sense if you draw that channel a bit wider. We have break, new high. That looks played out. Expecting a correction here, which we might be getting. I will say I am considering a second entry long. It's going to have to look absolutely beautiful though, because we are coming right off of a test of the overnight high. So given the overall range structure of the day, the most likely scenario from here and FOMC and all that, the most likely scenario would be a move down to the lows. But if we get two beautiful legs down, confirmation of the EMA, bullish bar, I think I'm going to have to try to take it, folks. So again, you know, we could consider a long on the S&P if it sets up right. On the Nasdaq, we're not really looking long. I'm not really seeing, unless you're playing this ultra wide channel from yesterday. As far as today's action goes, I'm not really seeing much of a reason to expect a new high. This uptrend already played out, and now we're beginning a bearish trend. So this could actually develop into something larger. Yeah, Nasdaq kind of looking like a short might set up here. And then the ES, again, we have a lot of reasons to think that we would continue downwards from here. So a long is getting a little bit more far-fetched, but we'll see. Nice, North Country. 79% win rate. That is awesome. Keep it up. Good question, Johnny. Yeah, North Country. How many trades is that win rate? If you don't mind sharing. Thank you, North Country. I appreciate that. Glad it is an encouragement to you. All right, folks. Well, you know what I'm looking for. Possible long. Has to be beautiful, and then otherwise expecting the market to really just chop around until the FOMC release. So if it's been a while since you've taken a break from the market, now would be a good time. Today would be a good time because once the meeting hits, you really don't want to be any part of that. Could get some good action afterwards. So around 2:45 Eastern time. There might be some possibilities. So yeah, maybe take a break until then. Just throwing it out there. There's certain times when that's the best thing to do. So anyway, hope you all have a wonderful trading day. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you tomorrow. Later.